here they go with that bullish again, family. Anthony Davis speaks out and breaks his silence by snapping on the media for robbing him yet again of another Defensive Player of the Year award. Smash that like button and share the video. What up, family? Welcome back to the channel. You already know it's your boy Moose Talks Hoops. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and hit the like button. You already know. It's a lot of things in this world that cost, but hitting the like button ain't one of them, man. And I'm glad AD is finally speaking out because the disrespect has gotten out of hand, y'all. Smash that like button and share the video. Now let's get right into this. The finalists, the three finalists for Defensive Player of the Year award was announced, and they are Rudy Gobert, Victor Wembanyama, the rookie who, oh, by the way, is on one of the worst teams in the NBA, and then Bam Adebayo. Smash that like button and share the video. Now, AD was asked by ESPN reporter Dave McMenamin on what he thought about the finalists being named and his name being left out once again. And AD responded with this quote, "I'll never get it. They're not going to give it to me. I'm the best defensive player in the league." Smash that like button and share the video. And Anthony Davis is absolutely right. And everybody knows Anthony Davis is absolutely right. And year after year, fake narratives by the media, who, oh, by the way, these clowns claim LeBron James runs the media, but that's clear as day to see that's not a case. These media members running around spewing the same narratives that they get from their top dog at ESPN, Mr. Stephen A. Smith. Smash that like button and share the video. But Anthony Davis destroyed all the narratives that kept him out of this award in years past. They tried to say last year, oh, well, you're a 7th seed. Your record is why you didn't win the award. Then Anthony Davis continued to go out there and face the Defensive Player of the Year in the first round series against Memphis last year and absolutely destroyed Jaren Jackson Jr. And you guys seen on a national stage in the playoffs who the Defensive Player of the Year was. Coming into this year, they come out with the 65 game rule. They wanted to use that narrative against Anthony Davis. But oh no, of course he smashed that by playing a career high 76 games. Oh, by the way, being a defensive monster all year long on the perimeter and on the interior. Nobody else on that finalist group was doing that. And I don't want to hear nothing about Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo is not in the same stratosphere as a defensive player as Anthony Davis. And the numbers prove it. Go look at all the defensive numbers. The numbers prove it. And don't get me started on Rudy Gobert. Don't get me started on Rudy Gobert. Because that paint merchant, that 3-second lane violation merchant, Rudy Gobert, looks like he's on his way to a 4th Defensive Player of the Year award. Why? Why? Because he's 7'4" and sits in the lane for more than 3 seconds? You know they got a stat on that, right? On 3-second violations for defenders who stay in the lane. And guess who leads the league in defensive 3-second lane violations? You guessed it, Rudy Gobert. The man they're about to give his 4th Defensive Player of the Year award. You notice something? I said this the other day. You notice something? When it comes to Rudy Gobert and this Defensive Player of the Year award, you notice how you don't hear about the media talking about voter fatigue? Voter fatigue? But when it comes to LeBron James winning MVPs, they use that term voter fatigue to rob him. When Giannis dominates and it was on his second MVP, they use voter fatigue. But you don't never hear voter fatigue when it comes to Defensive Player of the Year and Rudy Gobert. Let's look at the numbers. Blocks, Anthony Davis second, Rudy Gobert sixth. Rebounds, Anthony Davis killed him there. Contested shots, Anthony Davis third, Rudy Gobert fourth. Contested three-pointers, Anthony Davis fourth, Rudy Gobert 108th. And when it comes to guard and post-ups, as a percentage, Anthony Davis is in the 96th percentile, while Rudy Gobert is in the 89th percentile. And this is what I mean. This is what I mean by these media narratives and the media conspiring against the Lakers, Anthony Davis, LeBron James. The same media these clowns claim is ran by LeBron James. So make it make sense. Smash that like button and share the video. Smash that like button and share the video. And when you bring facts like this to these clowns, right? When you bring facts like this to these clowns, right? They'll say, well, AD has to prove it against Jokic. AD has to show up and prove it against Jokic. Well, let's look at game one. Let's look at game one. Anthony Davis held Nikola Jokic and Aaron Gordon to 2 of 10 shooting in game one of that series. So that's why I don't bother with these clowns, their narratives, their goalposts moving, because when you look at the numbers, when you look at the facts, that destroys all their BS. And at this point, and I said it a few weeks ago, if Anthony Davis didn't win Defensive Player of the Year this year, they were never going to give it to him. And Anthony Davis feels the same way in this quote, where he says, I will never get it. The league doesn't like me. I'm the best defensive player in the league. I can switch 1 through 5. I can guard the pick and roll, the best in the league from a big man standpoint. He blocks shots and he rebounds. And Anthony Davis is absolutely right. And those numbers I just read off to you is absolutely correct. He's the best big man at guarding the post. He's 4th in the league when it comes to contested three-point shots. 4th in the league when it comes to contested three-point shots. Plays the passing lanes, blocks shots, rebounds. Was on the court for 76 games. What more do you want from Anthony Davis? What more do you want from Anthony Davis? What more do you want? Then they want to come out and say, well, he's 8th in the West. Well, Wemby's on the worst team in the NBA. Wemby's on the worst team in the NBA. Wemby's on the worst team in the NBA. Bam Adebayo, it took them a playing game to become the 8th seed. And they got a worse record than the Los Angeles Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers finished the season 10 games above 500, more than 10 games above 500. And that's what I mean with these media narratives. And I'm glad Anthony Davis was speaking to an ESPN reporter when he said this, because their head honcho is behind all of this. You think you think Stephen A. Smith and Michael Wilbon and guys like that who have votes for NBA awards, you think they watch the Minnesota Timberwolves night in and night out? Do you think Stephen A. Smith has time to watch the Minnesota Timberwolves night in and night out? It's despicable. It's despicable, man. And their hate for LeBron James allows them to rob AD of these awards. And even before AD came to LA, he was getting robbed. 2018, clearly robbed. His first year in LA, clearly robbed. Clearly robbed when they gave it to Giannis in 2020. Last year, when they gave it to Jaren Jackson Jr., he was clearly robbed again. It's unbelievable, bro. It's unbelievable. That's why we gotta stop putting the emphasis on these awards, because they're tainted. The media has absolutely destroyed NBA awards. They rolled out an NBA Clutch Player of the Year award, and the top two finalists are on lottery teams. The top two finalists for NBA's Clutch Award are on lottery teams. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. But you know who led the league in fourth quarter scoring? LeBron James. You know what team led the league in fourth quarter scoring? Los Angeles Lakers. So make it make sense. Make it make sense, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And I'm glad Anthony Davis spoke out. And I want all these clowns like Brian Windhurst, who has a grudge against LeBron James, Michael Wilbon, who has a grudge against LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers, Stephen A. Smith, that holds a grudge against LeBron James. I want y'all to view those words, look yourselves in the mirror, and ask yourself, out of 82 games, how many of those games did you watch Bam Adebayo play? How many of those games did you watch Rudy Gobert play? How many of those games did you watch Wemby play? Smash that like button and share the video, man. And salute to everybody in the chat. I see y'all. I appreciate y'all. Smash that like button and share the video. But this got me heated right now, man. This got me heated, man. And I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised, y'all. I'm really, really not surprised. And we're going to continue to see this. And on top of that, we're going to continue to hear these clowns say LeBron James runs the media. Make it make sense, man. Make it make sense, man. All those NBA award voters should be ashamed of themselves. These guys barely watch the games when it's on their own network. Pre-game, when they talking about the game, guys like Michael Wilbon, guys like Stephen A. Smith, you think they're sitting around when the cameras cut to the game? You think they're watching the game? You think they're watching the game? They don't watch the game. They're off doing something else. The producer says it's halftime. They rush to the desk. Before they air the halftime show, they feed them a bunch of stats that the producers want them to talk about. And then they spew what's given to them. Why do you think Stephen A. Smith is allowed to come on TV and give props to players and saying they performed well in the game when that player hasn't been on the team for 3-4 months? These guys don't watch games. Even NBA on TNT, them guys is not watching games. If anybody's watching the game, it's Kenny Smith out of that whole panel. But yet these guys year in and year out get votes for NBA awards. Year in and year out. Kendrick Perkins, all these, bro, they come on ESPN, NBA on ESPN countdown before the game starts. They talking about the game. The producers feed them a bunch of narratives to spew. They spew the narratives. The ESPN goes to game one that's on. The guys get off the set. They go get them something to drink. They go eat. They talking. They in the dressing room. They clowning. Producer tells them, oh, it's about to be halftime. Everybody rush to the set. They run to the desk. They sit down, get their earpiece put in, makeup refresh, and a producer feeds them a bunch of stats from the game and tells them what to talk about. These guys don't watch an ounce of basketball. So if they do that for the games that's on ESPN and the games that's on NBA and TNT, what do you think they're doing? What do you think they're doing when it's not a nationally televised game? You think they're watching 82 games of Minnesota Timberwolves, 82 games of the Miami Heat, 82 games of the San Antonio Spurs? The hell they're not. And it's a goddamn shame. And Anthony Davis knows it. Anthony Davis knows it. And I know he's given up on ever receiving that award, even though he's been the best defensive player since he stepped in the league, bro. Since he stepped in the league, bro, he's the best defensive player of his era, of his generation, bro, and doesn't have an award to show for it. Doesn't have an award to show for it, bro. Doesn't have an award to show for it. It's terrible, bro. It's terrible. And no defensive stat is Rudy Gobert ahead of Anthony Davis, or even better than Anthony Davis. On the interior. And then when you add perimeter, Anthony Davis is fourth in contested three-pointers. He's the best pick and roll defensive big man in guarding 1 through 5. Guarding 1 through 5. Guarding 1 through 5. Where does Rudy Gobert sit when it comes to contested shots, contested three-pointers? Contested three-pointers, he's 108th. In guarding post-ups, he's in the 89th percentile. Guarding post-ups, Anthony Davis is not only 96th percentile, when it comes to guarding the three-point with contested threes, he's fourth. Rudy Gobert leads the league in defensive 3-second lane violations. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting, man. It's absolutely disgusting. And next year, you might as well bank it. You might as well put it in pen, permanent ink. Wemby's gonna win the Defensive Player of the Year award next year. It's already locked up. It's already locked up. No matter what nobody else does. These voters already had their mind made up for next year. Forget about this year. They already got their mind made up for next year. They're going to give it to Wemby. It's unbelievable. It's sad. It's disgusting. And I don't want to hear you trolls coming in the comments saying this is LeBron James's media. I don't want to hear you trolls saying, let's see this against Jokic. I already told you guys what the stats said for game one. Anthony Davis held both Nikola Jokic and Aaron Gordon to 2 of 10 shooting for 20%. So it's like, it's no winning with these clowns. It's no winning with the media. It's no winning with guys that don't watch these games. And they're going to keep exposing themselves. Unbelievable, man. But that's all I got on this for now, man. Once again, shout out to everybody that tuned in, liked, shared the stream, and commented. You already know it's your boy Moose Talks Hoops. I'm coming right back with some more heat, man. So make sure y'all smashing that subscribe button, hitting the notification bell, and hitting the like button. You already know. It's a lot of things in this world that cost. but hitting the like button ain't one of them, man. I'm up out of here for now, man. Peace and love, family.